You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for our Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson and talk about how DeShaun Watson is impacting Lamar Jackson. And we're going to mention Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray in all of this. The Ravens had given Lamar a quote-unquote deadline, and they used the words probably a Friday deadline on contract talks. Lamar Jackson wants a new contract, all right? And the fly in the ointment, well, there's two flies. One, he wants the DeShaun Watson deal. Yeah, he wants something around that 230 to 250 fully guaranteed range, okay? The other fly in the ointment is Lamar does not have an agent. He is trying to do it all himself, and that, I think, in this particular instance, is starting to cause a problem. Okay, why is it causing a problem? Because an agent has to be able to go to the player and say, look, this is what's happening, and this is why the Ravens do not want to do this. Okay? Now, let's look at this because the Ravens have pulled the plug. It's over. They're not negotiating a contract, most likely the rest of this season, with Lamar Jackson. This is Florio. Ravens pull the plug on contract talks with Lamar Jackson. On Wednesday, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson said that the deadline for doing a new deal with the team was, quote, probably Friday. On Friday, the Ravens removed the probably. Wow. So Lamar said probably, maybe that came from the Ravens, and the Ravens proactively stepped in and said, no, we won't do any more contract talks for a while, okay? Quote, despite the best efforts on both sides, we were unable to reach a contract extension with Lamar Jackson. That is a quote from Ravens GM Eric DeCosta. He said in a statement, we greatly appreciate how he has handled this process, and we are excited about our team with Lamar leading the way. We will continue to work towards a long-term contract after the season, but for now, we are looking forward to a 2022 campaign. Some teams will just not do this stuff during the year. They just will not do it. While the statement seemingly closes the door on a deal from now until the end of the season, the Ravens likely would give Jackson whatever their last best offer was, if he decides to accept it. In parentheses, and if that happens before potentially he suffers a significant injury. That's the other thing. Possibly implicit in DeCosta's statement is an acknowledgement that Jackson has conclusively refused their last best offer. Hopefully Jackson made a good decision in choosing between door number one, the team's best long-term offer, and door number two, whatever happens next. In a subsequent item, we'll lay out what door number two may look like for Jackson and the Ravens. By not accepting the team's last best offer, that's the path Jackson clearly has chosen to follow. Okay, and Harbaugh has since come out and said, we believe Lamar Jackson is going to be our long-term solution at quarterback. Okay, and of course the team is going to say that, and I get it. I'll be the first to tell you, I like Lamar, actually, okay? Dual-threat quarterback. I like him. Throws a great deep ball. Short to intermediate passing. Accuracy can be an issue, but I think it's better than a lot of these dual-threat quarterbacks. He's won an MVP. Kid's a Trump lover. Got to give him credit for that, too, all right? He seems to have a really good personality. Seems to have a good head on his shoulders. Now, except, here's the issue. He wants the DeShaun Watson deal. Now, after the DeShaun Watson deal was done, what happened? Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, both signed long-term extensions. What they weren't were fully guaranteed deals. Don't know if you noticed that. They were not. Here is Lamar Jackson's problem. He wants the DeShaun Watson deal when the league's not going to do it. Okay? The owners around the league, and sure, you can call it colluding if you want, But the owners around the league are furious still with Jimmy Haslam, okay? Because Jimmy Haslam, in all desperation, wanted to figure out how to get DeShaun Watson, convince this guy with all these problems to come to his team. The only reason DeShaun picked Cleveland was the fully guaranteed contract. The league since came back and said, nope, they're not doing that again. All right? And they acknowledged that. They showed that with Murray and Wilson's contracts. All right? Now, it's not saying you might not see some lesser, shorter deal. For example, maybe Kirk Cousins does a 2-year, $58 million guaranteed contract. Yeah, you might see something like that. But you're not going to see 6 years, $260 fully guaranteed. It's not going to happen. And if it was to happen, it would be somebody like Patrick Mahomes. All right? And I still don't see that'll happen because he just did the long-term extension, right? The league is coming back, and they're telling Lamar, the Ravens are telling Lamar, and it just so happens Steve Bisciotti was the one that was vocally pissed over DeShaun Watson getting the contract. He just come right out and said it. This is the guy you gave a fully guaranteed contract to? That was his way. And Bisciotti was smart. He knew Lamar was coming up. Okay? That's where an agent would come in for Lamar to be able to set Lamar down and say, look, the entire rest of the NFL, and I've talked to general managers, I've talked to some of the owners, I've surveyed them, nobody's given that contract again. And they're furious at the Browns for having done it. So Lamar, the league views it as having been a huge mistake by the Cleveland Browns. And the owners have already reset the market. And I'm not sure Lamar understands that. The owners have reset the market now. He's not getting that DeShaun Watson deal, which is exactly what he wants. It's not going to happen. I mean, he'll get a good extension. It'll be a big fat extension, but it's not going to be fully guaranteed. May have a lot of guaranteed money, but it's not going to be the DeShaun Watson deal, which, it just came out a couple of months ago. That's exactly what he was looking for. That's exactly what he's looking for. And the owners in the league have gotten together and said that was a pathetic, desperate attempt to get DeShaun Watson, who had already taken the Browns off their list, off his list, and Jimmy Haslam overpaid. They won't do it again. And the owners are mad still at the Browns. And they're not going to turn around and give that contract to another quarterback. You don't think Russell Wilson would have gotten something like that fully guaranteed? He didn't. Now, Kyler Murray, I wouldn't even have considered it. Russell Wilson, on a lesser end scale, sure. Got a lot of guaranteed money, but that entire contract is not fully guaranteed. Neither is Murray's. The quarterback, that's the issue here. That's why negotiations have ended. That's why the Ravens proactively ended negotiations. If Lamar was smart, and I don't know what the last deal was, but my guess would be it was somewhere around whatever Kyler Murray got, probably a little better, somewhere between Murray and Wilson. If I'm Jackson, I'm taking that last contract. Do you know why? What happens if you get injured? I'm just saying, your playing style, you get injured, something happens, and your value plummets. Just putting that out there. Anyway, that's what's going on, and the Ravens have said, nope, no more contract talks the rest of the year. And judging by how the Ravens like to do business, and I do think they're a pretty good run franchise, I think they mean it. Not saying he might not pop up in 3 weeks or in 2 months. Oh, Ham, feeling a little bad, whatever. Let me go ahead and sign that contract. Not saying that last contract won't get signed, whatever their offer was, but they're saying we're not offering you anything new the rest of the year. And I believe it. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.